beginning, all was nothing. Only the spark of divine consciousness. From this spark, all of creation arose, spinning out from the center, spinning into being, spinning into time, spinning into wheels of life.
Stel dat alles wat je weet niet alleen onjuist is, maar dat het om nauwkeurig in elkaar gezette leugens gaat. Stel dat je geest gevuld is met onwaarheden over jezelf, over de geschiedenis, over de wereld om je heen, door machtige krachten in je geest geplant, als om je in zelfgenoegzaamheid in slaap te wiegen. Je vrijheid is zo een illusie. Je bent een pion in een complot en je rol is die van een willoos slachtoffer van bedrog, als je geluk hebt.
I couldn't say how many people are here that are from my world, because it was not part of the plan for us to know one or the other. The idea was that if we did happen to find out, take this as a scenario, if everyone in this room suddenly found out for a fact that you were from this other world, what a nice exclusive club we would have, and we could gripe at each other about all the inconsistencies this world has to offer. We would finally take our focus off why we came here and focus upon each other, not accomplishing anything. So the plan was that we don't know one from the other, so that we can set about to achieve what we came here to achieve. And as we get to a point to where we really understand and we're really in balance with who we are and why we're here, then the other people who are around us, who are just like ourselves, will also start waking up. And as they do, we'll know each other, and we won't have a need to complain to each other or exhibit any of the traits that we may have learned earlier in life while living here.
From the great spiral galaxies thousands of light years across, to the trillions of atoms swirling in a grain of sand, the universe is made from spinning wheels of energy, spinning wheels of stardust, giving birth to life.
If you have not achieved a sense of peace by the year 2011, we'll just use that as a doorstop for a moment. If you haven't achieved a state of peace by that time, then you won't be here to try and achieve a state of peace. So what are your choices going to be? Because if you don't do it on your own, we're coming in and taking over. And that's all there is to it. And they know that if another group came in and attempted to do that, they would be powerless. So the only hope that they have is to use this as a hedge against the bet. They're going in and saying, look, this is real. This is imminent. We've got to work this out, people. We can't be continuing with these wars and this, so on and so forth. At the same time, knowing that this planet is being very carefully manipulated by dark forces. And at the same time, knowing that there are people who are living here who didn't originate here, who are wanting to try and promote the peace and the changes and to bring things into a state of being. That's why there are programs like this. There are people who are aware that are trying to bring this information to the public, not through fear, but through a series of pieces of information. So, in order for our world, and this is now my world too, in order for our world to survive, all it calls for is for us to take a look at ourselves and what we're capable of achieving collectively as a people, not through fear, but through desire and through the anticipation and the hope that peace can indeed occur on this world, and we can go on to a higher state of being, a higher state of understanding, where no one is in pain, where no one does without, where there's hope for a better tomorrow, a real hope. That's why we're here. That's what the mission is all about. Everything else is secondary.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom.
I just know that we're on a very thin course and something needs to be done.
And what tells you 2011 is the day?
The ETs told me. The Mayan calendar tells me. The Hopi prophecy tells me. The Sumerian text tells me. The Celtic text tells me. The Egyptian text, and about a half a dozen different tribes in the Amazon. Why is it they all have the same date? There's something very peculiar here, because these people are not in relationship to one another except that they're all on the same planet. Sometimes hundreds of years separate them culturally, and yet they all come up at the same date, including the ETs. The text tells me. The Celtic text tells me. Egyptian text, and about a half a dozen different tribes in the Amazon. Why is it they all have the same date? There's something very peculiar here, because these people are not in relationship to one another except that they're all on the same planet. Sometimes hundreds of years separate them culturally, yet they all come up with the same date.
All of this, why aren't you at the top of the highest mountain screaming, it's like, wake up, wake up.